Fake money brought Hitler to power. The Weimar Republic and the Reichsmark and all this. Every time there's fake money, tyrants rise up because people know something is wrong.
America became the power in 1944 with the Bretton Woods Agreement. And then this dollar became the reserve currency of the world. In other words, the dollar was as good as gold. That's all changed. And today we're in serious trouble globally, and I'm very concerned. The end of the American empire is here.
Cash for gold. I'm one of the few people who absolutely despise cash for buying gold, and you'd think just the opposite, that I couldn't wait to get cash. But banks don't want it. Try and deposit $20,000 or $50,000 in cash. They'll turn you away and say, well, we got to do this, that, and the other, and we've got to file this form, and we got to do that. Hey, I would rather have a bank wire than cash anytime. Let's say I acquire $1 million or $2 million in cash that the banks don't want to take. When this currency is repudiated, I'm going to be stuck. Just like the people in Germany were twice in the 20th century, that they were hauling wheelbarrows full of Deutschmarks for a basket of groceries.
And this is the problem. The average person, American or whatever, they think this is money. This is fake. This is real. And I tried to tell them, I said, probably 10 years from now, this would be $10. But Americans and most people in the world, because they went to school, they work for money, they save money, they get out of debt. But this is fake and this is real. They want security. And security is a trap. Right? Why would you save money when Biden's going to print $7 trillion? What happened in 2008 was the market crashed, and they only gave guys like me money. So in this last crash, last March, they gave me even more money because I'm a capitalist. I can take money and put it to work. The average person cannot, because they had to find a way, Bernanke called it helicopter money, or somebody did. They had to find a way to get the money straight into the people's hands, because the average person's, their credit is so destroyed, they can't borrow money. If we don't borrow money, the economy collapses. Like this hotel, all the hotels, all the buildings in New York City are floating on debt. Right? 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, the US dollar became debt. So I learned to borrow. 72, I took classes on how to borrow money. And Dave Ramsey says, get out of debt. Well, it's a free country. Choose what you want to learn. And so I chose to be an entrepreneur. My poor dad wanted me to fly for the airlines, get my PhD and teach. I said, I can make more money as a teacher as an entrepreneur. He goes, but you don't have a PhD. I said, no, but I got cash.
So once again, this is 1964. 1964, I was 17 years old, and I started looking at that thing like this. It was copper. The Romans did the same thing way back in the end of their empire. So what were they doing when they put copper in this thing? The law called Gresham's Law. What does Gresham's Law mean?
Bad money drives good money out of circulation.
So this money went into hiding. So I had bags of it. I used to go caddy, take my dollars, go to the bank, and pull out all the real stuff and hide the real stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 17 years old. I wasn't the brightest kid on the block, but I just knew this was fake. I mean, this was fake now. And then I come back from school a year later, and my mother spent it. I said, anyway, is poor people don't know real money from fake money. So what happened in 71, this became debt. So I'm in our company, our Rich Dad, we encourage people to use debt.
I first started investing in silver in 1964 when I was in high school. And I saw that dime had a copper tinge to it. I said, ¿Qué pasa? What are they doing? Well, that's called, what's that, fake money? And what they had done in 64, they took the silver out of the silver coins. That's what Gresham's Law kicks in, right? It says, when fake or bad money comes into the system, good money goes into hiding. Well, I'm like 15 or 16 years old and 64, and I go, what are they doing? And so I started taking my dollars to buy packets of dimes. I'd go through them, take out all the copper ones, turn the copper ones back into the bank, and keep the silver ones. So by the time I left for college, I had a bag full of real silver coins. I didn't know why, but that's Gresham's law, that humans are smart. They know fake from bad. Well, most people do.
Distribution and accumulation. Price of silver is low, and silver and gold or oil, I'm accumulating. I've been accumulating since 72. I own more gold than most people, most of the gurus on TV. I own gold mines, silver mines, because I believe in this stuff, because this is God's money. This is fake money. You know, I still remember being one of those junior miners pitching my mine. And I was right. I was absolutely correct. We had the biggest mine in history in China. Except I didn't understand country risk. You know, and China, like I said, China's buying oil from Saudi Arabia in yuan is a big move to me. It's huge. It means China is saying F you, US dollar. That's what it means to me. And mommy and daddy are still out there trying to save a few dollars, work hard and get a pay raise for $15 an hour. They're completely out of touch with what's going on in the world.
I'm baby boomer. So the baby boom caused a boom. So my generation, the boomers, said 46 to 64, we had the easiest of any generation in history. So I graduated from the academy in 1969. You buy a house, it goes up. You put your money in the stock market, it goes up. So the boomers have only known boom. They caused it. Do you know what I mean? But now as the boomers retire, the baby bust sits in. And that's my warning to all the boomers who in so this is 64. In 1974, the 401k was created and the stock market went through the roof. And the reason they put money into the stock market, because my generation's parents, my mom and dad, didn't trust the stock market because the market crashed in 29. So they had to find a way, Wall Street did, to get my generation, the boomers, into the stock market. So they created, voila,
the 401k.
These central bankers are the most stupid people I ever met. Like Bernanke, he gets the Nobel Prize for destroying the US economy by dropping interest rates to zero like this. And then now you have this guy, Jay Powell, who's raising interest rates. They're killing us. The trouble is our school system has brainwashed us to thinking this is money. So that's why this is not fiat.